Right now, at the current state, the rumor going around is that WWE WrestleMania, get this, is going to be 8 hours long, and it's going to have 17 freaking matches. 8 hours long. 8 hours long for a wrestling pay-per-view. 8 hours long for a freaking wrestling pay-per-view in 2019. Oh my gosh, is this going to be the longest show that's possibly ever been held in professional wrestling history? I think there's been like a 24-hour show maybe one time, or there's been like a 8-hour Iron Man match I think I've heard of, but an 8-hour wrestling show in WWE for WrestleMania, and I'm not sure that counts the pre-show match. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't, but if you think about it, let's think when WrestleMania would end at that time. We say maybe 11 o'clock. You go back 8 hours, that would be 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. 3 o'clock in the afternoon. You got to start the show at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So, if you want to get there, you got to get there at like 10 a.m. in the morning, stand in line, get your seats. Oh my gosh. WrestleMania being 8 hours is not a good thing. It is very hard to watch 8 hours of professional wrestling. When it comes to WWE and it comes to last year's WrestleMania, I will say that it's getting longer and longer and longer and longer. We already know that. I don't know the exact runtime of that. Maybe I should look up WrestleMania 34 runtime. The runtime of WrestleMania 34. What do they have here? How long is it? How long is the show? The show starts 7 hours. Not 7 hours. Was it 7 hours? 7 hours plus runtime. 7-hour runtime was WrestleMania. And now we're going to get 17 matches this year. Seth Rollins, Brock Lesnar is the main men's one. And then you have the women's triple threat, Ronda, Charlotte, and Becky. And that one might main event that. But here's the thing, right? You get these fans packed into this arena, and by the time that main event actually happens, everybody's going to be distraught. Everyone's going to be tired. Everyone's going to be upset. It's like, I've seen so many matches, and why is this going on the way that it is? And there's the problem is because half of these guys on the WWE roster aren't over, and the ones that are over need to be featured in these matches. The guys that are super over, as far as WrestleMania goes, the guys that are going to be the ones that are going to draw, people probably want to see a Taker match. It's rumored that Taker wants to fight Demon Finn Balor at WrestleMania, so that's possibly a match that could happen. But when it comes down to it, like the Brock Seth one probably won't be super long. Whatever, the women's match will probably be the headlining one. The triple threat women's match will probably headline it, but for a show that's going to be 8 hours long, I don't want to have to sit there live in the attendance. Now, the only way that I would enjoy this is because I've had this experience, right? I've worked with 2K, I've worked with other companies, Cricket Wireless back in the day, and I actually got to go into suites at WrestleMania. That sky box seats that you see where you sit up there, you get the comfy chairs, you get to eat some food, you get to watch a show from the comfort of a chair. That's the experience you want in an 8-hour wrestling show. Sitting on your couch with your buddies, that you can stand 8 hours, right? You can go to the bathroom, you can take a break, you can get some snacks, drink some beer, whatever it is. You can do that. That's fine. But being there live, front row, screaming your head off, seeing this live for 8 hours, I don't even know. I don't even know if it's the kind of show that I want to attend. Plus, think about this, right? We have the Hall of Fame ceremony. We have NXT. We have Access and all the indie stuff going on from WrestleCon to Joey Janela's special to anything else that AEW decides to run that time. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff that could possibly happen at WrestleMania. And you know that that's going to be a huge weekend. They usually started on like Thursday, maybe Wednesday they start running shows. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Then into Monday you watch Raw. Then SmackDown will be there. You're going to have at least probably 3, 4, 5 straight days of professional wrestling. Like, is that something that you want? I mean, I'm all for going to all those independent shows, right? Because I went to WrestleMania and I went to some of those independent wrestling shows. Maybe it was Evolve, maybe it was WrestleCon, whatever it may be. And that's the fun stuff to do. You go to the Access to, I say you attend Access if you've never been. That's something to go to. But when it comes to like, I'm just going to be tired. I'm just going to be exhausted. I'm just never going to want to watch wrestling ever again. I think I'm just going to give up. I think the next time I see a squared circle, I'm going to throw up. I'm going to be sick. I'm going to be sick to my stomach. I don't understand what the problem is here and why they have to run this show 8 hours long. Here is the thing. You make a very good 4 or 5 hour show, right? That's even pushing it to me. Make a very good 4 or 5 hour show. You're going to sell people on that. You don't need to put it out to be 8 hours. It doesn't matter that it's 8 hours long. 8 hours isn't going to do anything. Yeah, you can get some of your talent on, but that's not the point. WrestleMania should be the showcase of the immortals, as they used to call it. Now it's everybody gets a match. Then we'll have a 3 hour pre-show. Then we'll have a 4 hour 205 Live Cruiserweight match. And then we'll have so much wrestling over the entire weekend. We're going to get tired. Now NXT TakeOver, now that's going to be fantastic. Okay. Let's not talk bad about that, because you know what? They've got it figured out. They know what they're doing there, right? They keep it, their show's an hour. Their specials are great, whether it's 2 hours, 3 hours, whatever that special is going to be at WrestleMania. But the honest opinion is that they know what they're doing and they can make it very interesting. The fan base is there for it and they know what they're doing. But when it comes to the main programming, I mean, again, we're talking about Monday Night Raw, 3 hours long, and people are already tired of that. Then you're going to have their pay-per-view be that long. I don't know if that's such a good idea. I don't know if that's such a good idea to do that kind of thing. The main thing that they used to do was they used to put all those extra talent into like a Money in the Bank ladder match or a Battle Royal. They'll probably still do the Andre Memorial Battle Royal to get some other people on the show. But it's like, man, these shows just keep going longer and longer and longer and longer. And it's just why? It's just why? I don't know. I honestly don't get it. They don't do any more advertising, right? I think Snickers is the main dude, the main company that promotes WrestleMania, right? Snickers puts in a bunch of money for that. And they ran out the time in the arena and they do what they want. I mean, honestly, they're not going to make, I don't see this. Maybe there's some grand plan here on how they're going to make this work, but I don't see them making any more money by running an 8 hour show versus say a 4 hour show, 3 hour show, maybe even 5 hours probably. That could be acceptable, right? We could go with 5 hours, do a pre-show for an hour, and then you get 4 hours of wrestling on the main show, right? Something like that. Maybe 2 hour pre-show, right? Talking and then wrestling and then boom, there you go. There's WrestleMania. I know what they're trying to build. They're trying to get their thing to be WrestleMania is the granddaddy of them all. And it's the biggest show of the entire year. And then you think about, well, we just have all these Saudi Arabia shows that run like 1,000 hours long. And we have all these other shows. It's just getting to a point where they're just doing too much. And I don't see where the profit, the benefit of this is coming in. I don't see where the benefit of this is coming in. What you're going to do, you're going to get people tired. And then when the main big matches happen, people are going to not know what to do. They're not going to want to cheer because they're all tired. They're exhausted. The main event comes around. If I'm there for an 8 hour show and then the main event comes around, how am I going to be able to be that hype? How am I going to be able to scream my head off during a triple threat women's main event, first time ever, and they're going to say how great it was, when I'm exhausted from this wrestling show? And that's just the big problem. That's just the fact, Jack, is that there's just too much, and it's just too much. I don't know if I'm alone here. I've seen some Twitter people go out there and complain, but maybe you guys in the comment section can tell me, WrestleMania 8 hours, I'm good with that. I'm not thinking about the people at home, right? I'm not thinking about the people in the UK or across the pond who are like, I have to stay up till 2 in the morning, midnight, 3 a.m., and you're complaining in America that it's too long. Yeah, well, I feel bad for you guys too. But I also feel bad for the people that are going to be there live and trying to cheer. You're there at WrestleMania. You're excited. You're walking around. You're getting jazzed. You're getting hyped up for the show. You go out there. You scream your head off for the first couple of matches. Then when it comes down to the last, you're tired. Your voice is gone. You're like, I can't even scream anymore. And that's how I feel. I feel like the main event is going to get lackluster. It's going to get the people who are all tired out from the big matches that happened before it. Then when the main event hits, Fans aren't going to be that excited, and then it's just going to be one of those things where people are like, WrestleMania. And it's going to be one of those things where you're going to forget about it because there's so much going on. You're going to forget about the matches, and that's the God honest truth there. You look at WrestleMania 17, best WrestleMania in my opinion. You have so many good matches on the card, and you remember all those great moments because they were just great moments. The gimmick battle royal. You had the TLC match. You have the main event where Austin turned and joined McMahon. You had Vince and Shane. All that stuff. And you remember those great moments because they did it right. They hit it perfectly. They had a great time on the show. And you never got tired or bored of the show. What's going to happen here is you have this Andre Battle Royal. Yeah, woo, yeah. And then you have some other matches, and then you're just going to be like, I am tired. And then you're going to go to Raw, and you're going to be tired. You're going to go to SmackDown, you're going to be tired. You're never going to want to watch wrestling ever again. It's oversaturation is what it is. That's my opinion. I'm sticking to it. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comment section below. Is WrestleMania too long, or is it just the perfect wrestling extravaganza for you? As always, I'm TonyPizzaGuy, and we will see you in another video.